Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. Ooh, let me rearrange the mic so it's closer. All the better to hear you with, my dear. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? We are maybe, possibly wrapping up our first playthrough of Fate Extra CCC today. I may not wind up doing the second playthrough of the game. Or if I do, deprioritizing it over stuff like Nikkei, because I want to catch up on that. So that I can stream the Nikkei events, kind of like I do the FGO events, which would be very, very fun. I am doing all right. On the good side, tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary of my wedding, so that's really cool. We got some family coming out. We're gonna have a good time. Paint some pottery, which might sound weird, but that's kind of how we met. We met at a rock painting little social event, so it's kind of like a callback to that, so it should be very fun. I'm going to try and paint a dragon onto like a mug or something. Specifically the kind of dragon that Artoria has, the red dragon. You rolled for Don Quixote, but got Moriarty. Ah. I've been kind of pissed off recently. I decided to, now that I've finished Stellar Blade, I decided to pick up Grand Blue Fantasy Relink again. And they added new characters in an update. I'm like, yay, cool, I have a reason to play that game again, because it has a short 15-hour, what is it called, campaign. Like, the story mode was very short. I didn't realize that the bulk of the game was just going to be a mission mode that, like, rehashes assets over and over and over at further and further increasing difficulties, which is a pain in the ass. So I reached a point where I'm like, you know what, I could keep grinding Proud mode forever, and in futility, barely getting any stronger each time, or I could move on to Persona 3 Reloaded. So I did that instead. But now I finally come back, and these new characters that they're adding, I'm like, oh cool. One of them is this hot chick in a midriff outfit. I want to play as her. So I go ahead and log into the game again. And it's like, hey, if you want these new characters, you need to buy their, well, not buy, but like trade for, like crafting wise in the game, their recruitment cards. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're like, to recruit one of these characters, you need 3 of this one item. And I'm like, okay. So I add that item to my wish list. I run over to the mission counter so I could go do some missions that will farm that particular item. That item does not get farmed. You can't. So you go back and you're like, okay, fine, I have to craft this item. And they're like, okay, the item you need to craft this item, you need 30 of per one of these things that you need. So I go add that to my wish list, go back to the mission counter. There's one mission, I play the mission, and it gives me 1 of these items. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you're telling me that I need to play this same mission 90 fucking times to unlock 1 of the new characters included in this update. Even though these new characters were supposed to be my reason to come back and play, because the gameplay was already getting kinda stale. Oh, you want your game to be less stale? How about you grind the same mission 90 times first? It's like, what? What? And there's so many things that are ass backwards about that game. And then conveniently, someone in my Discord shared with me some hot costumes from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising that are locked into limited time battle passes. There's one going on right now. They added Beatrix, who wears the same cool outfit as Zeta, and I'm super excited about that. And I'm like, that's cool, but she's got a new outfit. If you want that new outfit, you've got to buy the battle pass for like $7. Well, let's break this down. You have to buy the game itself, which is like $40, or the deluxe edition for like $60. Then you've got to buy the character Beatrix, then for like $8. Then you got to buy the battle pass for $8. Then you've got to play the game and unlock the costume from the battle pass in a limited time, or it's gone forever. And then there's the fact that if you start now, you've already missed out on 3 previous battle passes, 2 of which had sexy outfits I would have just bought straight up with cash if I could, but are now locked away forever because you missed out on the live service battle pass campaign nonsense. And I'm like, what? What? If I could just buy all of it, I would. Because the game looks gorgeous. And it pisses me off because I was really into the first Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and this is basically just a bona fide expansion of that. And I'm like, why couldn't you just add all this like extra DLC shit to the base game? So I'm rather depressed there. It's like, why can't games just be like, you buy the game, you own the game, and there you go. I've heard of Tokiden, but no, I play Grand Blue Relink for Zeta. She's so cool, and she's voiced by Reen's English VA, Mela Lee, and so I really like that. So that's my frustration. First world problems, getting pissed off at video game monetization. On more positive stuff, though, I am hard at work on the Traum lore video. It's gonna be fairly long, I guess as always. Maybe fortunate for you, unfortunate for me. There's just a lot of stuff to talk about and cover. But yeah, I'm writing the script for that right now. Hoping to get it available to early access folks next week. That should be fun. So that's cool, but for now we're going to give myself a little bit of a break and stream some Fate Extra CCC. Thanks for humoring my initial discussion, and we will jump right in. Let me get my controller. There's an HD texture patch for Fate Extra CCC, just Google it. I'm currently using the AI upscale built into my emulator to up-res some of the textures. The ones that really need it, as you can see, are like the interfaces, like where it says school building 1 floor. All that text is like kind of wonky looking when up-resed. I mean, it looks bad un-up-resed too, but yeah. But, okay, so we're supposed to return to my room. We just defeated, Elizabeth Bathory, right? I forgot why we had to do that. It's been a little while since I played. Like I said, if I do a new game plus, I'm going to play as Tamamo. I know everyone wants to do Gilgamesh, but there's plenty of coverage of him. Especially because Tamamo gets that sexy, like, Amaterasu outfit, which looks like kind of like an Arabian dancer type dealio. There's a video on YouTube which compares the original upscaled version with HD textures. I'll take a look. For now, I'm okay with this. Didn't you defeat Meltrellis? I did the time before Elizabeth Bathory. Or maybe it was Meltrellis. Shoot. The assumption being that all that's left to do is go see BB.
確かに今は絶望的な状況だ。BB はまさにデウスエクスマキナ。
She's a Deus Ex Machina.
の神となった。だが物語というのは観客が納得する結末でなくてはいかん。そこに必ず一筋の希望があるからこそ、人は物語を求めるのだ。デウスエクスマキナ。ご都合主義の大団円、大いに結構である。その言葉が持つ真なる意味を BB に問うではない。
Am I gonna finish the game with all the servants? Hell no. There's, as far as story content goes, you only need to beat it twice. One for the true ending, well, the first for a regular ending, the second for a true ending where you battle Kiara.
要はそなたと共に迎える結末であればどんなものであれ受け入れよう。だがそなたが納得せぬ終わりは断じていらぬ。さあ奏者よ、世を従え、向かうがよい。
BB is about to seize control of the moon cell and unleash humanity's ego. And our seemingly short-lived yet drawn-out game of hide-and-seek with her is soon about to end.
奏者よ、案ずるな。世は常にそなたに勝利をもたらす。これまでも、これからも。世は万事に才能を持つ至高の皇帝だ。不敬極まるそなたはまだ思い出さぬが、聖杯戦争ではもうすごかったのだぞ。そなたはその度に世に拍手を送ったものだ。世は体を預け、頭を撫でさせる名誉まで与えたというのに。
You can still get all the head pats you want, and then some. Is that so? I get the feeling that my time in the Holy Grail War with Saber was nothing but close calls, always in a pinch.
いずれにせよ、BB を倒さねば、聖杯戦争そのものも水泡に帰す。その時は、世とて存在を維持し得ぬ。
Let me read something real quick. After paying Ronnie to analyze 10 crowns, return to my room and speak with Saber for SG3. Did I get all 3 of her SGs? I'll have to check. Because if I don't get all 3 of her SGs, I can't get her ending, which is kind of what I'm aiming for.
浮世は裏切りと陰謀ばかり、俗情ばかりが幅を利かせているが、そなたは別だ。いずれ世の神明を思い出すその日まで、世はそなたの傍らにあろう。あの聖杯戦争でも、きっと。
Hey, have you guys heard of that Wuthering Waves game that just came out the other day? It's like literally just Genshin Impact again. Like, I can't tell any difference between them. I'm like, another gacha game I can't even handle. I was more interested in Zenless Zone Zero whenever that comes around. Substituting Saber's familiar voice for a lullaby, I lay down in bed and close my eyes. Sleep comes to me swiftly. This will be my final slice of tranquility. An unavoidable battle awaits me once I wake up. Shangri-La Frontier. No, I haven't heard of that one. What are you doing? Where's my Uma? Where my Uma? I'm confused. What are we staring at here? Is that just me leaving the room in the morning? I guess so. I leave my room. It was only a temporary room, but I got used to it. Oh, you're taking one last look. This is the end. Before heading to the labyrinth, let's go greet everyone in the student council room. Guy in a bird mask and cute bunny mascot? Ah. Yeah, I didn't watch whatever that one is. Alright, so if I go to the menu, and I go to the SG, I should have all three of Sabas. 1, 2, 3. It sure looks like it. Damn, she's fine. She's so fine. Uma is kind of a Japanese word for, like, indeed, or yes, that certain characters will say, and it's kind of like a catchphrase for Nero in the Japanese version. You'll hear her say it a lot, so sometimes we just call her Umu. And it's U-M-U. This is how it would be spelled. Umu. Wait, am I supposed to go talk to the student council room? Yeah, as always. Can't do anything without their approval first. There's not much to say about the mood throughout the student council room. Although everyone is absorbed in their work, the mood is dignified and clear. Basically, it's the same morning scene it's always been. Let me know about the volume, if it's too loud, if you can't hear my voice over it, or if it's too quiet, whatever. Yes, my Hakuno is wearing slippers, because I like the bare legs. Hello, Alex. I got two different Alexes. Alex Amaritis and Alex Hikaru. I find myself grinning. Even though, or rather because it's our last morning, the girls are making good use of the day. In a show of my heartfelt respect, I also partake in a meal. There's more advanced Genshin game coming. Project Mugen. See, that one I'm interested in as well. I just wish all these games weren't stupid fucking gacha games. It's so frustrating. Like, I would buy every single one of these games. They all look phenomenal. If they were just games I could buy, beat, and be done with. Kind of like Stellar Blade. Noragami. I'm not a huge fan of Noragami. I have watched it. But, yeah, apparently it's getting like another season or something soon. But no, Project Mugen looks fun because the problem with Genshin is it doesn't have enough midriff characters. I know that sounds funny, especially for me, but it took them forever to get Dea and Candace and Kuki Shinobu, and those are the only three in the whole game. Nilo doesn't count as far as I'm concerned, at least not with her 3D model. Why am I not a fan of Noragami? I don't know. Just not a big fan of it. Subjective. I don't really have like a rational reason. It's got one chick I really like, but actually there's two chicks I like, but Wait, what am I giving you time for?
えっと、あ
Oh.
れですね、私、あ、
Is it time for me to just go? I wasn't paying attention.
この軽快な処理速度。そっちも一晩休んで余分な術式を根こそぎ消去して、守りより攻めなスタイルになってみたの。あ、いろんなガードを外したからソリッドになってるのよ。ダイエットに成功した時のすがすがしい感じ。
You didn't spend a single dollar on Nikkei?
そう。
Nikkei, at least
お腹のぷよぷよが減った時の
you can. Yeah, I mean, the problem is those costumes again are limited time battle passes. I'm committed to Nikkei specifically because overall it's a really, really good game. But
戦いに向かっちゃって。
I still hate. It's a good game despite being a gacha, not because it's a gacha. That's what I'll say. All these games are good in spite of their bullshit gacha. I guess we're ready to go. I see a BB naked on the wall. Let's go and touch her. Da-da-lee da-da-da. Well, I know the origin of Gacha. But just because people are fascinated by that doesn't mean it should completely control the entirety of the game. Is there anything to the right? I saw a door. Does that mean there's more to this dungeon? Wait. I can just run down there? Maybe there's nothing to do with this BB. You just search. Alright. Fuck. Let's see. I stand before the final wall. Beyond this point is the moon cell's core. That's where BB awaits us, where we'll finish our fight. From an observation installation, the core transformed to an imaginement installation, whatever that means. No longer a god's brain, but a devil's brain. Up ahead is a present that has yet to occur. If we defeat BB and return it to normal, the future outside will become one where humanity's destruction will be postponed rather than decided. But if BB defeats us, then it's all over. All elements of the far side of the moon that could hope to stop BB will be extinguished. That instant will confirm a future where, in 7 days, humanity will fall to ruin. It will then become immutable truth. So let's have one last check. The reason why I'm here, heading into these depths, is for the correct future, yeah? For the correct future. There are also other reasons, but this is the most important.
桜の壁についたのね。さすがに中水域では映像は拾えないけど、位置関係は把握できるわ。桜、あとはあなたに任せていいのよね。あの壁、解除してちょうだい。はい、もちろんです。皆さんは提示された条件をクリアしました。あとは私が実行するだけです。その壁に手を当ててください。あなたを通してシールドにアクセスします。
It's time. I take a deep breath and touch the final wall. Saber Alter is the main character.
接触確認しました。精神分析、行動主義、人間精神理学を主軸にスタチューをリフォーム。
I feel like most of my desires would be answered if they just made Fate Grand Order Arcade onto consoles or PC.
定義完了しました。桜型 AI の新小図と断定。どう権限の
Or use all those models for some new game.
します。
This wall in the shape of Sakura is being disassembled. Sakura sounds like she's enduring some pain. Since this wall is Sakura's mind, this means...
スパイ
Are you kidding me? Ow? Ow? I think you would be screaming more if you just removed your spine. This means her mind will be ripped apart, won't it? This is just Nasu being edgy. It's funny, the more I play Fate stuff, the less I actually like Nasu's writing. It's heavy-handed and crazy. Like, he's got some cool stories, but the way that it's overwritten and having to read it text by text is kind of a nightmare. Like, he uses this internal mind logic that only makes sense to, like, him, and then he just expects all of us to be like, I get it. This does feel like Bakemonogatari for Fate. I can no longer hear any voice transmissions. Waves of quasi-spiritrons flooding out of the core are disrupting all observation. I don't know if they can monitor me here, but I nod to Rin and Rani. Leave it to me. Makasete. Now, Sakura! Kaboom! Oh, you blew her up. Why you blow her up? The final door opens. The flow of time surges toward the conclusion. Beyond here is BB! Although I am curious what the fuck is on this side. Like, I should check out what this door is. No more detours. Fine. They let me run down there before. What is your problem with the creator? He makes shit complicated for no good reason. I'm also making progress creating a cosplay of my favorite Alko costume for, in this case, dai-chan Alter, because she's got the long hair. Ghost of Tsushima? No. I don't have any interest in that one. I know. Fate's already confusing enough as it is. Just because it's big. But it doesn't have to be confusing for confusion's sake. Sakuraはもう言ってくれたか。じゃあ、あとは私たちだけね。生徒会室の維持にもメモリ使うし、あいつの勝ち負けを見てからなんて悠長な真似は性に合わないし。見事な強がりです、ミスト大阪。あなたがそうしていてくれるおかげで、私も恐怖心を抑えつけられます。悪かったわね、強がりで。What about Neo? It's set in the same universe as Dead or Alive? Didn't know that. But no, was that Team Ninja also that made Neo?
そりゃ怖いわよ。今のところあいつらが勝たないと未来はないわけだし。表側に戻った瞬間、地上で快楽死を迎えている体に引き戻されて即死。
It would take like the most amazing game in the freaking universe to not be anime styled and still make me want to play it. Now, when I say anime styled, I include things like Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as Dead or Alive and Stellar Blade. There's a certain, like, while it is photorealistic, it's also kind of like stylized so that everyone looks like a hot J-pop or K-pop idol. So that still counts like anime-ish to me.
私たちは彼女の勝利を確信しています。だからこそ怖いのです。表に戻った時のことが。だって私の記憶では次の対戦相手は
It's not just Ronnie's.
やっぱりラニもそうなんだ。じゃあこれは確定。
Reens can sometimes show it too, but yeah, in this case, Ronnie more so. You're right.
それはどうでしょう。ムーンセルが通常に戻った場合、月の裏側での出来事。
Yeah, these old school Setafuku are awesome.
こうして私たちが出会い、過ごし、笑い合ったこともすべて起きえたかもしれない可能性の一つとして忘れ去られると推測されます。そっか。元から一夜の夢。表の未来が守られた瞬間、裏での出来事は綺麗さっぱりなくなるのね。
I mean, when you go back to the near side, one of you two is gonna die depending on the choices throughout the game, right? Wasn't that how it worked? No. No, they both live, right? Shit, I don't even remember. No, they both live. Just one of them is forced to drop out, and you rescue the one that does. Is the events of Fate Extra and CCC one big loop, or are you wrong on this? It is like a giant detour from the main Extra story, yeah. So it's like you're playing Extra, and then all of a sudden there's this big interruption. You go down the CCC stuff, and you pop right back in, presumably where you were in the original Extra to continue it off. So yeah, that's basically how it works. Now, Ninja Gaiden, that's a game I like. Like, I don't need to play, like, historical dramas necessarily. Exaggerated or otherwise. It's like I got enough of that with, like, Samurai Remnant. Even though that's not, like, realistic in the slightest, you know what I mean? It was taking place in an actual period of, you know, Japanese history, that kind of stuff. Trying to replicate what it was like to run around in that area, to a degree. Just make out already, you two. I know you would. And now, I shall observe. The old school building's defenses are gone. The enveloping bubble that admin AI S601 was maintaining around the school building is gone. And all resources used to materialize the old school building have been transferred to Dai-Otaku's servant. The shelter facility that admin AI S602 had performed, an illegal salvage and restoration of the old school building, has been engulfed in an imaginary number vortex. Like, like, everything I just read right there is just technical mumbo-jumbo. Like, 90% of it's all bullshit. Do you have a favorite waifu or character in Dead or Alive? Overall, I have a soft spot for Ayane. I've always liked Ayane. When it came to Dead or Alive Extreme 3, I started to really like Marie Rose. Even though I used to not like her. Because she was, like, all childish and whiny. But I think it's because every single game they seem to like make Ayane's boobs bigger and bigger and bigger. to the point where she has like a different body type than the one that I actually like enjoyed originally. Which is funny because she's not exactly getting older or anything as the games go. A gesture of goodwill left by Rin Tosaka, Ronnie the 8th, and admin AI S601. Who the fuck is admin AI? Is that Sakura? You just talking about Sakura? The janitor's closet Jinako Karigiri is in. Oh, poor Jinako. Look at the shaky shake. Oh no. Kasumi's like the prim and proper girl. I guess that's kind of... She's not as much fun in that regard. I like Ayane being a bit of the rebel, the reject. Kokoro is also pretty nice. Who is the newer boxing chick they added? I think the game got a little bit overboard when it started to make Dead or Alive Extreme into, was it Venus Vacation or whatever, the browser-based game? And they added a whole bunch of waifu exclusively to that one that, like, don't mean anything now. They're just cosmetic. It's like, oh, sure, you're pretty, but we don't have the long time history of knowing who you are as a marketable DOA character, you know? Hey, Angelus. What happened in the stream till we entered? We have initiated our confrontation of BB, and now all of the school is getting shut down, and Jinako's freaking the fuck out. Jinako Karigiri is justified in her lament. In the face of impending doom, her immediate thoughts were fixated on her fears. Although, since I've been severed from the concept of physical death, this is something I can no longer understand. Because I liked her body type before. It's, again, subjective. Mila is the boxer. There we go. She's alright. Did Mila even make it into Dead or Alive Extreme 3? I don't know. This is what Jinako Karigiri chooses. This is what Jinako Karigiri desires. This is what Jinako Karigiri's fate is. My simulation produced the same result. However... However, the Golden Servant declares that she's mistaken.
Jinako, 外では全てが消えた。旧校舎は跡形もない。他のマスターたちも本来の居場所に戻ったようだ。
Well, yeah, but at least Marie Rose and Honoka wound up in a fighting game.
全てが消えた。ここには何もない。それでもまだここに残りたいと思うのか。
そんなの、そんな言い方卑怯だよ。私だってこんなところにいたくない。帰れるものなら帰りたいに決まってる。でも私にはここしかな
Yeah, Tina's okay. Correct. There's no do-over for her. Jinako Karigiri is a master. Upon returning to the near side, her punishment for abandoning the Holy Grail War awaits. Fearing death, all she can do is stay in this space, this moment before her death.
いや、それも違う。何と説明すればいいのか俺には難しいのだが、俺の力ではお前を聖杯戦争の優勝者にまでは押し上げられない。
Well, they only added a certain Sorry, I didn't know Karna was still talking. They only added a small handful of characters from the main roster into DOA X3 based on popularity polls with the Japanese audience. Tina was not one of the ones selected, was she? I can't remember.
聖杯戦争から離脱させ、地上にあるお前の肉体にお前を戻すことならできるんだ。
That's impossible. What is this servant talking about?
カルナさん、何言ってるっすか？そんなのムーンセルにだって。
できるんだよ、それが。俺の体をよく見るがいい。
足りないものって、そういえばカルナさんってガリ体型っすね。マスターとして契約した時もうちょっと太っていたような。
You mean his armor?
していたような。ああ、そうだ、黄金の鎧。情報にもあった。何者をも弾く鎧がなくなってる。
ようやく気がついたか。というか、さすがの俺もこの事実に気づかないお前に文句を言いたい。おかげでサーバント戦で受けた傷は一切治っていなくてな。実のところ、あれからずっと。
I always fear that kind of shit. Like, if you're a fan of a franchise and your favorite character doesn't get in because they're not the popular one, that's so sad. Aww, good old Karna buddy. Hero of charity, alright. What do you mean by cameos? Like collaborations with, like, there was that Senran Kagura one, I remember. I think Honoka is certainly overrated. I don't really understand her appeal at all. Comparatively. Like, people are allowed to like her, I just think she's kind of generic. I loved back in the day how you could pop in the Dreamcast disc for Dead or Alive 2 on your PC and get pictures of the girls in their swimsuits. It's like, that's the kind of gaming I grew up on, and how I want it to remain. Such a thing isn't... No. It does make sense. Detecting the school building's destruction, the Moon Cell found a Jinako Karigiri there, so it received and classified her as a lost item. She may still be alive. The Moon Cell won't punish her. So, once the Holy Grail War she participated in ends, her soul will be sent back to Earth. This is the reason why Jinako Karigiri showed up as an unknown number to admin AI S601 and me. She was a spectator of the Holy Grail War from the very beginning. The first the Moon Cell has ever had. Well, Jinako did not die yet. She abandoned the war midway and was hiding away, postponing her death. So she never actually died, like Shinji did, for example.
帰りたい帰りたい帰りたい帰りたい。私まだ何もしてないんだから。
よかった俺は今度こそ余計なことをしなかったようだこのゆりかごもこうなっては足かせだ
Virtual Fighters getting a new game?
お前の帰
I can't say I'm all that thrilled.
帰るってカルナさんはなんか体すごい勢いで崩れていってるよ。
ああ表側にいた頃の俺は校舎の崩壊とともに消滅したそれを認めたのだこの言っただろう俺はここで消える運命ではないと俺には表の聖杯戦争の終わりにお前に鎧を譲り渡す使命があった
Oh, that was Akira's quote? You're 10 years too early? I feel like other characters have said that a lot too. But if he's the first one, then they're all just copying. Oh, what virtue his words carry. Even as I am now, I can tell that this servant's words bear a formidable will behind them. He says this not so that he'll be thanked, or that he's forced to. This is the power his words possess. Utterly unblemished words, parted by a creature who simply believes this is the right thing to do.
そんな嘘でしょ。自分が死ぬのに私を助けて。
Yeah, he does look like Ragnar the Blood Edge.
それは結果論だお前を助けた後結果的に俺が生き絶えただけだぞどうしたなぜ喜ばない外に出る決意が急激に薄れているまだ何かあるのかジナコ
だって困るよそんなの私なんて放っておいてもよかったのに
She doesn't feel worthy of his sacrifice.
だってそうでしょカルナの方がすごい人なのにカルナの方が無念でいっぱいなのに
いやそれは
してるわよマスターだもんカルナがどれだけひどい人生でどれだけ欲しいものがいっぱいあったかなんて分かってるよ頼まれた時も本当は力になりたくてたまらなかったのもちゃんと分かってた
If Masters reincarnate in the Mooncell Holy Grail War, who is winner? What do you mean by that? Reincarnate.
私だって意地があるもん本当はカルナみたいなすごい
The winner's the one who gets access to the Mooncell core to make a wish.
なのにどうして
She's just getting out of a deal that she shouldn't have gotten into in the first place.
私全然これっぽっちも特別な人間じゃなかったのにわからない嬉しいけど私にはわからない
Yeah, the power to control the Mooncell is what the Grail War is all about. It's the Grail, the Mooncell itself was like, huh. People really want to be here, so let's give them a reason to compete, essentially. Because everyone was hacking into the Mooncell as Earth was turning to shit anyway. I agree with what Jinako Karagiri is yelling about. Reason being, she's unworthy. Karna has no reason to do this. Parity is prerequisite in salvation. Those to be saved must be worthy of being saved. Otherwise, there's no benefit to offering help. I was the same way as her before. I'm the same way now. There's no cause or benefit to helping Jinako Karigiri. She has no outstanding talent. She hasn't performed any good deeds worthy of praise. That's why there's no reason for Karna, a hero, to save her. This is how intelligence on this planet reasons. Without being special, no one will save me.
なるほど。確かに優れた人間、特別な人間ほど優先して助けられるものだろう。人間はそうやって価値を上げていくものだからな。価値のないものは誰にも見向きはされないだろう。
I think it's very easy to relate to Jinako, yeah.
そうだよ。だから私にはカルナに助けてもらえる資格なんて。
I mean, she's full of self-loathing, self-conscious behaviors. She's worried and afraid. These are all things we all do in certain degrees. And a massive desire for escapism is often accompanied with that. It was dreadful to hear him speak so from his heart. For I know, and Jinako Karigiri knows, just how legendary a hero this servant is. Even the King of the Gods recognized this hero of charity, an ill-fated warrior targeted by schemes to label him as evil, who had everything taken from him, yet, despite it all, never once bore hatred towards people or the world. So that is what this hero's replicant... Wait. So what is this hero's replicant saying? I'm not special? Then just who is this nobody I was thinking, still think is special? What? Then just who is this nobody I was thinking, still think is special? Oh, I see. Still think. There should be another comma in there. Hello, Hope. Hope S-Theme, isn't that the dude from Final Fantasy 13? The pittance of space left is collapsing. The world this girl believed in is collapsing. She'd cried out, "There's no reason to save me. I'm not special in any way whatsoever, so..." Jinako Karigiri is correct. That's what this world is all about. It's the minimum requirement to survive here. Life and death here is about competition, support, deception, mutual hatred, creation, mending, ruin, waste, and self-destruction. She embodies every aspect of someone who turned her back on all of that. Worthless and unfamiliar with being someone special, she couldn't bear to keep on living. I had thought that she just couldn't bear it, and yet... No, there's nothing wrong with escapism inherently. Though there is again, you can have too much of anything. If you completely withdraw from reality, then you are ironically running away from the very reality that inspired a lot of your escapism. Like, when you really think about it, 90% of escapism is just rearranging things that you've already experienced. You're taking the good, but omitting the bad. But if you don't experience any of the real world, the types of escapism you can have are severely limited, because your imagination is hindered. You kind of have to explore the world in order to be creative. You talking about those Tsukihime live streams, or the ones about the remake? Like, I'm all for escapism.
命ある限り俺は庇護し続ける。ジナコ、またなぜ泣く？すまん、また一言多かったのか？
違うっす。カルナさんの甘やかしようがすごいんで呆れたっすよ。何があっても守る、何の価値もなくても構わないとか、お父さんみたい。
You're like my dad.
バカ、ここに極まるっす。
そうなるのか。
Yeah, Karna's... he's special.
うん、分かってる。あなたは私を甘やかしているんじゃない。あなたは
Why are you clarifying that to Haggis when he said he agreed? Or they, I don't know if Haggis is a male or female. I assume by default that most everybody watching my channel is male, but that is certainly not true. Not entirely, anyway.
人生とかそんな小さな話じゃなくてうまく言えないけど。
That's right. That man believes in her. Regardless if someone is ordinary or pitiful, he believes in the nature that dwells within a person. Even if it never ends up blossoming, he firmly believes that this seed is precious. This dude is Mr. Rogers. That's Mr. Rogers logic right there.
最後までわがまま言って。でも大丈夫。私はなんとか納得したよ。だからもう言って、カルナ。今までありがとう。引き止めちゃってごめんね。お願い。今も校舎で震えている私を助けてあげて。
No, not special needs. No. No. He is known as the hero of charity. He's just a total bro. He's strong, compassionate, and always willing to sacrifice himself for the sake of others. Like, he's almost too nice. You want to see Fate version of Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades? We've already seen Zeus, Poseidon. We haven't seen Hades directly. But we have seen Zeus and Poseidon. We fight Zeus as a major boss, and Poseidon is a major boss in the Lost Belts. Catch you later, floaty Karna. He's T-posing for dominance.
伝えたいことを途中で切るから相手が誤解するのです。これからは最後までちゃんと感想を口にすること。気を使って黙ってちゃダメっすよ。
そうだったのか。そうだったのか。
Yeah, she's a Fujoshi.
3回言うほどショックだったっすか。
こういう男なんだ。元来暗い性格でな。忠告はありがたく受け取った。
They're surprisingly good fit for each other.
そうっすか。じゃあ早速テスト。
Apocrypha doesn't really focus enough on Karna, honestly. You don't get a good sense of his backstory or his compassionate nature necessarily. He does a cool fight, but that's practically it.
生きるがいい、マスター。必ず誰かが誰でもないお前を待っている。
Superman. says the Iron Giant, as he rockets into a nuke. And so he ascends to the lunar ocean. He's off to save Jinako Karigiri from the imaginary number ocean, as she despairs from its collapse. He's a glitter across this dark ocean that's breaking apart. He soars through the darkness like a golden bird. Rah! Well, okay, kind of the whole point of Fate, in a lot of ways, is when a master summons a servant, usually that servant is very compatible with that master in some ways, especially if you don't have a catalyst that forces which particular servant you wind up drawing. The Grail kind of has a tendency to give you a servant that is most fitting for you. Like Artoria and Shiro are both extremely stubborn and selfless to a fault. And in this case, Karna has things that he can learn from Jinako, just as much as Jinako has a lot that she can learn from Karna. They were a good master-servant pair. And like Mordred and Kairi, for example, she lacked a prominent father figure, and he kind of became that for her, and he also wanted a child, but was infertile and never could have one, so a catalyst. First of all, if you want more details, I do have a lesson in Magecraft about it, but basically, if you're trying to summon a servant and you have like a special item or relic from the past, some mystic artifact or something, that can help bias what servant you pull. So, like, if you got your hands on Avalon, for instance, Artoria's sword sheath, the odds of you summoning Artoria are extremely high. You've already got something to draw in her, basically. Or Gilgamesh, for instance, was summoned by the very first skin shed by a snake, which is part of his legend. If you got your hand on that, you can deliberately pull Gilgamesh instead of just some random servant. What servant do you think you would summon? I don't know. That's tough. That would be like someone having to go through and do a character study on me. I could just talk about servants that I would want to have, not which ones I would actually get or be worthy of getting. Or in the case of Ryunosuke, he didn't have a catalyst. So, he summoned a servant that is quite fitting to him. Another freaky, sociopathic motherfucker. Someone should make an accurate fate quiz for your servant. Those quizzes were never all that deep in the original, like, popularity anyway. On top of Karna, do you have the Hero of Charity? I think I do. But it would just be regular Karna if I did, and I probably haven't leveled him up if I did. He would have been a spook for me, because I go for the waifu factor. Well, it's tricky because sometimes the servant most fitting for you is you wouldn't think it at first, like Waver and Iskandar wound up being surprisingly good for each other. A dude who feels he's small and feeble winds up with the big giant guy who also feels he's small and feeble compared to the entire planet. So it's a matter of becoming strong and facing the world yourself and having those ambitions more than your literal stature. What would my catalyst be? I feel like I've asked that in the comments of one of my videos before. My catalyst. I mean, it'd probably be something that I myself created. So, like, if someone recovers one of my artworks or the YouTube channel stuff or merch or something of Daikun or whatever, that would make sense because I have invested a lot of my identity into this channel. And so this area was completely engulfed in imaginary numbers. I'll be off to the next area to blot out the remaining cognition spaces, to erase all records and impressions of what I witnessed here. What I saw is of no use to me now. It's something my past self dreamt. I won't transfer it to any libraries. I won't let the moon cell have it. I will instead provide an account of the end result. With the conclusion of the Holy Grail War, Jinako Karigiri was totally destroyed. The moon cell has forever lost its chance to rewrite this fact. Even though it's not a fact, you're tricking it, basically. Aoyuki, yeah, she's versatile. Savi VTuber? Yeah, she's a mom. She was, or still is to some degree, in the military. She's Hispanic. Latina, I suppose. How'd the moon cell even getting tricked? How could it be? Because Karna, I don't know, he's using his armor for some kind of bullshit. I don't know the exact logic of how him using his armor to protect Jinako allows him to say she died when she didn't really die. It's kind of like Steins Gate, where at the end you have to prove that Makise Kurisu died, or at least Okabe thought she had died to set himself on this whole journey, but without actually letting her die. It's like, I tricked you. Please delete your humanity. No. How about no? BB's all fucked up now. And we're walking on slow treadmill. Will this be the last CCC stream? I think I'm going to take a break and do more Nikkei stuff first. I may decide to come back to CCC later for my second playthrough. BB's robotic voice echoes throughout this endless space. It's quiet. I was imagining this would be a scarier place with repulsive sights, but the moon cell's core is embraced with the stillness of night. It's not bright here, but it's not dark. Depending on how you take it all in, it may even seem beautiful. You're happy you're going for the other ending too? Like I said, eventually. It's weird because, you know, obviously when this game came out, I really wanted to play it, but you couldn't for the longest time because of no proper English translation. And then all of a sudden it's here, years after the fact, but I already had to resolve myself to learning everything I could possibly about the game for lore videos and stuff, so I've thoroughly spoiled practically every aspect of it. so it feels kind of surreal just actually finally playing it. I don't get that feeling at all, but apparently, Saber can perceive the true nature of this night. Negativity, curses, cutting, and craters. The CCC. That's all that exists in this space. Positivity, hope, links building up. The dancing cherry blossoms tell of an unabashed foreign entity that brings these concepts with it. No.
その通りです。あなたにも自己を客観視する機能があったようですね。残念なことに、あなたたちは機能があるだけで活用する知恵がないようですが。
If they did a Fate game about Scotland, probably. Although I would be more or less excited based on if it has hot waifu. That's how I judge every game. And unfortunately, Samurai Remnant kind of really failed in that respect. It had Musashi, but in a pretty lame outfit, and you didn't play as her for most of the game. It was another dude fest between Iori and... was his name Iori, wasn't it? Yeah, and Takeru. No, Takeru is not a girl. Biologically male. Possibly agendered as far as just like not giving a flying shit what you refer to him as. Often mistaken as a chick for looking feminine. Feminine, yes. The hottest character in that game was Cersei, but you only have her at short little brief moments throughout each playthrough. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they did it Muso style, but didn't really have, like, the opportunity to just completely play as those other characters. It's BB, and I guess that's the center of the moon cell. It's a cube entrenched upon by the cherry blossom tree. The pink light it emits really does look like the eye of a god. Sounds like a laundromat in here. Tammo Aria was very cute, yes. Butto shimasu. The DLC is pretty good. I haven't bought it yet. I don't know if I ever will. I like red eyes in general. They just look cool. I know. There's no emotion in this BB's eyes, despite being our enemy. She used to be full of humanity. Now she's turned into a device that simply broadcasts the moon cell's decisions. The moon cell isn't anything evil. BB isn't anyone evil either. The two put together doesn't give us much hope, but that's it. So if my words can still reach her... Why are you wiping out humanity? It depends on which culture. A lot of places think of red that way, but multiculturally that's not always the case.
みはあなたには晴らせません。あなた一人の光ではとても。なぜなら人類を許容するべきか否か。
The moon cell has sentience? Oh yeah, it kinda does, yes. It's like an AI type thing. I don't know if it's like necessarily... It doesn't have human-like thought, but it obviously has its own thought. Calculations and such.
この議題で過去から現在に至る地球の全生命体から採決した結果、49対51で
What humans, or what creatures, life forms, decided upon wiping out humanity? Who did that?
許容的意見は動植物が中心でした。物言わぬ彼らは
Oh, the plants hate us. Fine.
と告げました。
Oh wait, never mind. The plants were on our side. Well, that's nice. Thank you, plants.
否定的意見はあなたたちが中心でした。知恵を持つあなたたちは
I don't think humanity would vote to destroy itself like that if it came down to it.
わかりますか？利益のために同志を食い物にするのはあなたたちだけなのです。あなたたちは
I don't think you've seen enough animals to really make that statement, BB. Like, animals are shitty to each other, too. For them, it's just survival of the fittest, and they do whatever the fuck. They'll abandon their own children just because, I don't like this one. Sometimes.
あなたたちは自滅を選んだのです。
The truth couldn't be any clearer. This merciless, hard truth echoes. Why is red seen as an evil color? Well, I mean, culturally speaking, different things. I don't know. It's called, like, traditions and rituals and stuff like that. Probably because of blood, though. That's probably the main reason. Blood and violence and red all working together. An inexcusable credit roll plays. That doesn't mean you're going to play me the credits right now, does it? Ah, so that's what happened. In that case, it is what it is. If that's what we decided, then it is what it is. No, it's not. Through the moon cell, I see tens of billions of deaths were brought about, see the hundreds of billions of curses cast upon us, and on top of that, there were people who trampled on the words of those who'd forgive us with, I don't care. It's no good. I have no counter to her argument. How about the fact that the majority of people are stupid? What is the line? A person is smart, but people are stupid? Yes. Just think of BB. Not BB, sorry. Uma. Umu will make you happy, no matter what. The world can't go on, or rather, life is worth going on, for Umu's sake. Ah, you're hiding the truth. You're a filthy liar. Did you rig this election, BB? Are you a Trumpy?
本当は50対50でした。人類の皆さんもやるもんですね。隠しようのない本音アンケートでも未来に希望を持っちゃうおバカさんが 10% もいたなんて。その恥知らずさに私もびっくりです。じゃあなんで可決したかって？それは
People who would vote to have all of humanity destroyed just when asked the question whether they should or shouldn't. Oh no, the moon cell is Donald Trump. Although in his case he was accusing them of rigging the election, but that's because he's a sore loser. But if anyone did rig the election, it would have been on his end. Dragons of Heaven and Dragons of Earth? I don't know enough about that. I hear a voice. I hear a voice. I hear a voice. I hear a scathing voice telling me not to let the results bring me down. That's right. What do you mean self-destruction? What do you mean ruin? What do you mean it's over? None of that is any big deal. I mean, it's natural for all living things to die. I'm human, even if I'm still only in adolescence. I've always been miserably struggling to live out of a pathetic fear of death. And as much as I've been frantically trying to put this idea into practice, she who ridiculed the thought knew it to be true more than anyone. She would watch us through clenched teeth as we tenaciously bounced back after falling into despair countless times. That's what makes this ironic. She knows better than anyone of the strength to be found in human weakness and ugliness. She yells out, "They were never like this before. A future of this difficulty shouldn't be enough to crush your spirits." Ezra, don't go there. I don't believe you for a second.
なぜ自分を肯定できるのです。この未来を知らされておきながら立ち上がる意味がありません。愚劣です。
Persona 3 vibes? Yeah, that is kind of what Nyx was going on about, wasn't it?
あってはならないことです。
Like, humans want death. It's like, bro, no we don't, shut
そ
up.
こまでしてあなたたちは苦しもうというのです。
I feel like there are a lot of other JRPGs that have handled this topic with much more clean logic. We don't understand what the point of life is. We don't understand what the point of living is. We don't understand what the point of humanity is. That's why we'll never stop until we reach the finish line. You must know that this is all there. Wait. That this is all there? What? Oh, God. The way they wrote that is shit, and the line break is terrible. You must not know that this is all there is to the principles behind why we act as we do. If you can't understand it after observing it all for so long, then you'll probably never understand. Oh, and the anime X? That one's pretty old.
量子の活性化を確認。タナトーシスよりの復帰を確認。こんなことが。
Clear logic about finding some good excuse to wipe out all of humanity for one reason or another. Whether it's to, I don't know, rebirth all of humanity. Hell, even Fate Grand Order does a much better job of that, with Gaetia trying to incinerate human history, but us being like, nah, even if you're trying to go back in time and make humanity better, it's still not worth wiping out all of our existence as it is now. That's right. Even if there's only death in my future, even if there's only death for me, I mustn't stop. If a measly thing like this is enough to make me quit, then I can't claim I even belong to that immature planet.
よくぞ言った。それでこそ我が明星。等しく弱く、等しく尊い命の星よ。
I can be your Venus, baby.
そなたが意志を曲げぬ限り、世は幾度でも蘇る。何度落葉を迎えようとも。さあ、大勝利の幕を上げよ。我が根源は原初の炎。熱く盛る映画繁栄を。
Evangelion does a phenomenal job of dealing with that theme as well. Where it basically becomes a question of, do we allow instrumentality, meaning pretty much wipe out humanity as we know it so that we exist all as one collective being or consciousness, Or should we remain individuals like we are? The argument being that because we're individuals, we hurt each other, that there's suffering and pain. But if we were all one, we would have mutual understanding and no reason to quarrel. But at the expense of, I don't know, finding love and compassion for each other, the ability to overcome that adversity. I can accept this outfit. You want me to propose? Okay. If it's for Uma, I'll do it. BB!
その力、私と同じ海底のもの。なんて浅ましい。
Unless the only waifu in instrumentality would be this giant version of Rei for, like, ever. I'd be like, well, at least there's one naked chick floating in the ether or something. If that's actually what it looked like. I don't think we'd perceive it as such. That's just how it looks while it's happening.
これは癖になりそうだぞ。そこまでして永続にすがりつく。やはり人間は不要です。私は守ると誓ったから。そうです。守るためのムーンセルです。ああ、でも私は
Xenogears?
何を
Kind of?
守りたいと思って。
With Krellian, I suppose, there was some degree of that, I guess, maybe?
ここであなたを削除し、人類の未来を完全に決定します。消えなさい。跡形もなく、痕跡もなく、惜しむ声もなく、同情の余地もなく。
Although pretty much the whole absorbing all of humanity thing was more of a Deus's excuse to become reborn again and fly off into the stars. Continue being the crazy son of a bitch that it was.
それを決めるのは貴様ではない。我が奏者だ。指揮は任せたぞ、マスター。この姿なら BB の権能を相殺できる。あとはただ勝つのみ。
What's really cool is that Umu does bring up your spirits. Like, she's the kind of person you wish would just be like your general wingman for life. Outfit? What outfit are we talking about? I said I did like this outfit.
ムーンセルと
Well, yeah, Krellian wanted to ride out into space or whatever as some kind of spiritual passage, as far as I'm aware. I can't remember exactly why. He wanted to kind of go along for that journey. She's narcissistic, yes, but she's inspiring. She's confident, not willing to take bullshit. She makes me feel like a better person. A consensus is reached. BB, the moon cell's intent becomes clear. We are to be killed. I stare straight back at said malice. Okay. That's funny, I said that before it showed up. Now this I can fight. Against this malice, I can face it head on. My memory may be hazy, but I know that I've always raced against headwinds. That Saber has always been by my side. Ikuzo, Saber! This is the final battle! She's gonna beat us with that stick, huh? Huh?
ヌーンセルとの同期を開始。蹂躙を始めましょう。それが貴様の強さか。
Well, I'm gonna grab a sheet of paper and write down the patterns. I won't use a guide this time around. Probably wasn't all that helpful anyway.
何の因果関係があるというのです。あなたたちは最後まで私に不要な数値のようですね。そうか。皮肉すら通じないのでは、もはや切り伏せるしかないな。昔から壊れた機械は叩いて直せだ。
Alright, so first I'm gonna put on the skill that brings her back from death, just in case they cheat. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Not on this one. So our break, we're gonna attack. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that on. We'll guard because we don't know. We'll guard because we do know. We'll guard because it's a skill. And we'll guard because we don't know. So, put guard and guard in there.
消去します。天よ、今一度の祝福を。程度があろう。返上するぞ。こういうのがいいのでしょ。こんなものか。空前の灯火ですね。私の一息で消してあげます。
Attack, guard, blank, skill, blank, blank. Alright, well, guard, break. Guard, guard, guard. Guard. So we'll guard everything else and see what happens. Raise the volume of the music in game? No, actually, I don't think so. At least not at this point. I'd have to turn up the sound effects with it. Shit, did I get hit those last two terms? Ah, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, the BGM is really low. I find that very strange. Anyway, guard, blank, 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 guard, blank. Alrighty. Oh yeah, and just in case I totally fuck this up. Okay, so we're gonna break, guard, 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 break, guard. Is she using her Noble Phantasm? Okay, well, good. I guarded against that. Okay, so, wow, she almost killed me. So, I succeeded there, so, I mean, she attacked, I failed there, which meant she broke. Alright. I know I'll hate for asking this. I want you to be disappointed, but do you think humans have lived long enough on this rock because we're killing this planet? I don't think that way at all, especially as an atheist. I think we might ruin the planet for all of us if we continue to fuck it up. But at the same time, there's no, like, divine will saying that we should or shouldn't live, or that there's any purpose or meaning to anything. Like, humans and life itself are just a thing that happened. Not that it was willed to happen, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so let's see here. Heal up. I'll hurt her here. Guard here. Or no, I'll use my MP here. Waga Zaigo Mio! Hold on, Angelus, I'll look. But I do need to keep tabs on what's going on here. Oh wait, no, this was a skill. I'm not disappointed, it's a question. I'm a free thinker. I'm not afraid of questions. Hopefully when you get to do the other ending, the BG will hire. Yeah. Anima Anorexia is a banger. That's what the name of this song is? Well, I mean, right now it's just Nero's song, but yeah, I see what you're saying. So we've got blank guard, blank attack, blank break. Well, that's again a new pattern I haven't seen before. So she started with a skill. Does another skill. And then a guard. Okay. So many different patterns. I don't know if writing these down are going to work because it doesn't look like she's repeating anything yet. Guard, blank, guard, skill, Blank, blank. I mean, would the planet be better off without us is an interesting question. It's really hard to say. I personally don't think that, because, you know, our planet's gone through, like, ice ages and crap that were inhospitable to life, and if humans make or push the Earth to doing something crazy like that again, it'll just be another natural process that the planet would have gone through. So then she's gonna do a skill. And I succeed. And I succeed again. Nice. So I figured out her entire pattern just now. So that was guard, attack, guard. Skill, attack, attack. Guard, break, guard. Do I have anything like that yet? I do not. So brand new pattern again. Blanky, blanky, blank. Guard, break, guard. The whole X argument, yeah. It's a theme present in other games. Yeah, I mean, it's an extremely common theme. Okay, so she started with a skill. And I succeeded. And I failed. Alright. She attacked, and she broke. So Sabagugub. I have figured out that entire thing of hers. Renaming Twitter is extremely dumb, yes, I agree. Alright, so we got guard and attack. Do I have any ones that are like that? Nope. Wait, that's not true. Guard, attack, guard. Nope. It's a new pattern still. Writing all this down is probably pointless. But I will continue to do so anyway. So guard attack, blankety blank, skill blank. A heart beam or whatever attacks an FGO, I don't know. I'm not sure. Heal you up. Thank you. Attack you. She's going to use her skill. Actually, I didn't know she was going to use a skill. Then we equaled. And that was her NP. Actually, no, that's not her NP. And then she attacked. So Gasgusa was what that one was. A skill at the start of the turn. Yeah, I still don't have a pattern quite like this. So we're dealing with skill, blank, attack, blank, blank, guard. Have you ever met a person named Crystal? No, I have not.
ニューズよ、この芸術を守りたまえ。ちょっとやろう。ちょっとやろう。本物だ。そこを動くな。115体。コードチャタルヒユク。見ているがよい。勘に答えよう。本物だ。王冠よ、富と力。王冠よ、光を。本物だ。ちょっとやろう。これは欲望を汲む天の杯。
God, she did 3 skills in the turn.
この一滴が
Holy shit. What are you doing?
さあ、喜びなさい。
What?
この宇宙から消してあげる。
Well, this is bullshit.
オペレーションカーストカッティングクレーター。
This isn't even part of the turn order. She's just doing an extra fucking skill on top of a skill.
声は静かに。私の影は世界を。
So am I dead? They took away my thingy, or was that... Was I supposed to beat her before she does that? Is that the problem? Huh? Huh? Do I only get X number of turns to beat her? I think that's what they're implying. Well, hopefully me writing down these fucking patterns will matter. Well, no, it's not a scripted loss if they ask you to retry. That's not how that works. It would just imply or move on to the next cutscene. Well, I think that's what it is. If you don't kill her in time, she'll cheat.
よく我が奏者の前に立てたものだ。心身ともに変わり果てたな、BB。私の姿とあなたのマスターが抱く感想に何の因果関係があるというのです。あなたたちは最後まで私に不要な数値のようですね。
I'll try to be more aggressive then.
そういうのがいいのでしょう。
Oh yeah, it's working out perfect, isn't it? Wow. Wow. So much for that, huh? Yeah, her patterns are bullshit. She doesn't have any fucking patterns. I've written down like 10 of the damn things and she hasn't repeated a single one yet. Come on, I don't feel like waiting. Come on, come on. Alright.
心身ともに変わり果てたな、BB。私の姿とあなたのマスターが抱く感想。
Xenogears, it's kind of like days, huh? If you take too long in this fight.
あなたたちは最後まで。
I don't think there was anything like that in Xenogears, though.
そうか。
Yes, BB one shot in a single turn.
もはや切り伏せるしかないな。
Well, fuck.
昔から壊れた機械は叩いて直せだ。 しょ。そんなものか。ニューズよ、この芸術を守りたまえ。風船の灯火ですね。私の一息で消してあげます。
Yeah, none of these fucking patterns matter. It's very frustrating. It says requirement use Noble Phantasm, but I haven't yet. What happens if I do this? So I'm gonna heal you. I'm gonna have you attack.
こういうのがいいのでしょ。
I can't even track. It goes so fucking fast, I can't even write down what I'm looking at here.
突然の展開です。このまま速やかにデリートします。
Fuck it. I'm gonna stop writing down these stupid things. It's not working. I haven't had a single repeat once of any of her commands. I think it's like randomly generated or some bullshit. Oh, the move didn't work because I hadn't used the noble. Oh, okay. That's stupid. They shouldn't let you select it unless you're ready. Oh, that takes away my buffs. Oh, I didn't realize she did that. Everybody loves beams, right? That's funny. Do you remember if, out of all the playable servants, Nero is the only one to get different outfit? Mythological Mystic Code? What? I don't know what you're talking about with a mythological Mystic Code. I don't know what that is. Oh, she's gonna take away my skill again like a bitch! She's gonna pour her jizz on me. No, my precious buff! I don't remember her getting a special outfit specifically for that. Is that what this outfit is? I don't know, man. But... I can't attest to what the other servants get. I imagine they have the same situation. Stop taking away my buff! What a bitch, what a bitch, what a bitch. Uh-oh, she made herself invincible. They said significant. That's bullshit. That's not significant, my ass. I think she's gonna kill me this turn, though. I think I'm dead. Let's find out. Yep, I'm dead. Alright, well, that's bullshit. I understand now.
その姿でよく我が奏者の前に立てたものだ。心身ともに変わり果てたな、BB。私の姿とあなたのマスターが抱く感想に何の因果関係が。
11 turns. Good to know. Thank you for keeping track.
私に不要な数値のようですね。そうか。皮肉すら通じないのでは、もはや切り伏せるしかないな。昔から壊れた機械は叩いて直せだ。
The description of the item says it would heal a significant amount of mass or servant MP, and it only restored 90. I'm like, that is not significant. So I'm gonna have to use one of my like good items to like restore all of their MP. Oh, if that's her mythological mystic code, then that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Wait, why isn't she using her moves? Why didn't she do any of her moves that time? Was I using the wrong skill? Oh my god, yes I was. You know what? Fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. Plan on doing a Fate waifu files? Maybe eventually? Wow. This is absolute bullshit. Alright.
その姿でよく我が奏者の前に立てたものだ。心身ともに変わり果てたな、BB。私の姿であなたのマスターが抱く感想に何の因果関係があるというのです。あなたたちは最後まで私に共に勝利を。こういうのがいいのでしょ。あろう。偶然の灯火ですね。私の一息で消してあげる。見ているがよ。
I would have to do, like, each and every individual Fate incarnation separately. There's no other way around it.
ヌプティアへの壁。必然の手です。このまま速やかにデリートします。OK、開始。
Of course you're doing that. Then again, I knew you were going to do some kind of skill. Putting on the invincibility does nothing against her, because she'll just keep removing the fucking buff, so I'm going to stop wasting my MP on that, instead just beat the shit out of her. This is my current strategy. FGO... I probably would not do a waifu files of FGO. And if I did, it would have to be, like, individually. I think if... How about this? If it gets animated, I will do a waifu files. If it doesn't get animated, I won't. So yeah, I've got 3 of these, and I'm going to use them. These elixirs. Everybody loves beams, right? I love beams. Don't you just love beams, too? I mean, they don't tell you when you start off that they basically don't have, what's it called? Limited turns to win the fight. I know it restricts a lot of the characters, but what I mean, if you're gonna put up a picture of the waifu and describe their backstory, I already do that all the time in my Lore of Fate Grand Order videos. Yeah, usually part of the waifu files to me is being able to show off my favorite shots of all the individual characters. Kind of like how we just saw BB's panties. I mean, you always see BB's panties, but above them too. And they only had to use 1 elixir, huh? Interesting. Unless that was just round 1 of several. I'm used to that in final bosses these days, huh? The ending of the game, for now. Damn it, you just went faster? You bitch.
BB は倒れたのだぞ。なぜ正気に戻らぬ、ムーンセル。
What the hell is going on? BB was defeated. Her connection to the moon cell was severed. So why won't the moon cell stop humanity from getting erased? It's almost as if it was the moon cell that went haywire, and BB was the one stopping it. Well, that would be totally in line with BB this entire time. She's always doing the right thing, but never telling us she is. What a... Yep, that's BB. That's how she do. She plays the enemy, but she's actually trying to help. Hello.
Hi, you streaming probably. Yeah.
Of course.
You want ice cream?
What kind?
Baskin Robbins.
Try to get some of that stuff you were talking about the other day from the movie.
Got it.
The Ryan Reynolds movie.
The wine.
I want Ryan Reynolds ice cream.
Got it.
Alright, I love you. Oh, did you get my message though?
I did. I got it. They do need a day in advance usually, just for future reference.
They do, huh?
But they were happy and got it for me.
Okay, that's weird. You'd think they'd just have it, but alright.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Love you.
Was I gonna call BB a bitch? Yeah, probably. I don't like her in that regard. Her whole spiel is just being like, oh, senpai, I'm gonna play bad and evil, but I'm actually trying to help you, but if only I told you that from the beginning, this all could have been avoided. That's literally everything that BB is. Kiara's ass is in the second playthrough, yep. You can't do it your first time around. Unless you cheat. I suppose you could. I mean, BB's hot. I just can't stand her personality.
私も消えない。ムーンセルなんかに消されない。消えるのならムーンセルも一緒に。私は負けない。
I mean, we know that the entire time, BB realized that when Ritsuko wins the Grail War, the Moon Cell will see... Not Ritsuko, sorry, Hakuno. When Hakuno beats the Grail War in the original game, she's afraid that the Moon Cell will be like, wait a second, you're a foreign element. You're not a real person. You're an artificial intelligence based off a real person that got sentience. And you're not supposed to win the Grail War, so we're gonna delete you. And she knows that's gonna happen, so this entire game, she's been trying to prevent that by protecting us in the Sakura Labyrinth, in that little schoolhouse. Like, we already knew that much, but she wouldn't tell us. She's scared of our death. She doesn't want Hakuno to get deleted.
未来に取り残されて消えるしかない。それでもそんな心でも私はいると笑いかけてくれた。あの尊い人。
I mean, I did make the lore of Fate Extra CCC ages ago, and that will give you all these details too. But now we're playing it through and figuring out the twist at the end instead of at the beginning, like my lore videos. BB is still fighting back. Is she trying to revive herself after being destroyed? Or is she trying to stop the Moon Cell's operations? Regardless, neither happens. She's beginning to fall apart. There's no way to save her. The Moon Cell continues operating.
そうか。さくらだ。ムーンセルめ。なんと融通の機関。あやつさくらを次の運営プログラムに選んだのだ。
So this time it'll be Sakura who becomes the Moon Cell? BB and Sakura are of the same type, the same model. Does this mean that so long as she lives, we can't stop the Moon Cell's decision to interfere with humanity? Then what do we take down BB for?
いいえ、皆さんの努力は無駄じゃありません。
Sakura?
BB が倒れたことで、私はやっと 新色プログラムに直接干渉できるようになりました。私はこれまで BB を止められなかった。 BB も私を消せなかった。
Hey, BB!
昇級 AI は自己消去を禁止されている。私たちは自分を殺すことはできない。
Self-delete sounds like the way that they're supposed to have us say suicide to stay monetized on YouTube. Or unaliving is what they call it. I'm like, fuck off, YouTube. It's the same thing. You can't just, like, make it better. You know what? I'm really surprised because I had YouTube manually review my Golden Boy video, the manga one, to try and see if I could get it available for all advertisers, and they approved it. I wouldn't have approved that if I were working at YouTube, at least according to their own standards. But I'll take their decision for it, man. It's like freaking 50-50. You never know what you're gonna get. I was actually doing it to test out a new feature where YouTube is supposed to provide you a time code of anything that violates their guidelines. I was going to see if they would tell me what specifically from Golden Boy, a video that was almost assuredly going to be rejected, could be wrong with it so that I could avoid that in future videos. But then it didn't happen, so I'm like, huh. Negate all the rules the moon cell imposed? Don't tell me. Is she thinking of resetting the moon cell and her own administrative functions? Sometimes dumb things are done with good intentions. So BB's intentions might be good by not trying to make others worry, but honestly, you'll make them worry like a million times more by holding secrets from them. So I think honesty is always the best policy. Yeah, but my Golden Boy video wasn't educational in the traditional sense, I suppose. The meme dog that passed away? Which meme dog? There's a lot of meme dogs. Is it the bonk dog? Come on. Come on, is this the only solution we have left? Sakura said that everything would go back to normal. We'll return to our proper timeline before we were sucked into the far side of the moon. The far side of the moon won't exist. Basically, all the events that occurred here will be erased. Doggo? You mean Doge? I don't know. Which breed of dog was it? Including all the time we spent working together in the student council. Including our battles against BB, the alter egos, and others. I mean, that meme's pretty old. Dogs only live, like, a decade and a half, usually, if you're lucky. The Shiba Inu? Well, the Shiba Inu is the bonking dog, but I guess that might be Doge as well. There's something goofy about Shibas. The light intensifies. I can't see Saber or even myself anymore. The darkness permeating the space is dissipating. My entire body is fading into particles, but I don't feel scared. I firmly believe that I'm going back to the right time and the right place. At this point, I'm feeling the relief that follows victory. But... And to be fair, it was Sakura who wanted to protect us all this time, and BB was just a certain aspect of Sakura that went crazy.
私はあの日々を消してしまったけれど、あなたももう忘れてしまうけれど、それでももし少しでも覚えていたら。
This memory, as I recall.
本当にお疲れ様でした。あなたは私がお世話してきた中でも一番素敵なマスターです。
Here comes the pedal.
どうか良い戦いを。それともし余裕があったら次の私にもよくしてあげてくださいね。
Well, we just kicked BB's ass after several failed attempts. Because she has a lot of insta-kill moves, but Sakura and BB are the same person? Yes and no. Like, BB was a branch off of Sakura, but after they separated, they kind of start having their own minds of their own, you know? Like, if you cloned someone, that clone would then start being their own person eventually. That kind of thing. Light engulfs my consciousness before I can even reach my hand out into the void. That and BB has divine attributes, right? Doesn't she got, like... Does she? Does BB have divinity? I know the other two, Meltrellis and Passionlip, do. Because she made them, but... It's been a while, I just forgot. My fingers, arms, legs, body are disappearing into the light. Only information now flows. My consciousness violently accelerates, backwards into a flashback. In an instant, it's as if I had underwent a journey across hundreds of light years. Suddenly...
こんにちは、先輩。今日も来てくれて嬉しいです。初めて会ってすぐのこと覚えていますか？私が保健室で眠っていて、お見舞いに来てくれた時のこと。
I mean, I eventually beat her.
たった一日、聖杯戦争のおまけみたいな、そんな日のことです。
Dude, yeah, I forget a lot of stuff. That's why I make videos, so that I can go back and remember this shit, too. It's so convoluted. We had days like this. We spent days together like this.
おはようございます、先輩。今日は美味しいお茶の。
Oh, wonderful days where we talked about tea. Because that's about as profound as her personality ever was in this game. I like tea.
お口
I'm
に
nice.
合うといいんですけど。え、お茶受けが欲しいですか？あ、はい。ちょっと難しい。
You got a Sakura Figma yesterday. Yeah. Which version of Sakura from Fate Stay Night?
20世紀の和菓子と洋菓子データってどこにあるのかな？
She's a little different in
私に使用権限あるといい
Extra.
んだけど。
I would have covered BB during the Seraph event in FGO, but I've also covered a separate video in my Servant series about BB, Melt, and Passionlip. And I did my own CCC lore separately as well, so I've done all three of those. I remember. Thank goodness. I remember it all so clearly now. BB hid them from me, but at the very, very end, I remembered the truth behind this whole affair. That's right, I see now. In that infirmary, which would never change, I spoke with her a lot. A whole lot. Although most of the preliminary events I experienced were fabricated by BB. Still, what happened by the school entrance, at least, was real.
見つかっちゃいました。この日課も そろそろ終わりみたいです。先輩、あなたは私のことを最初に認識してくれたマスターでした。他のマスターにとって私は保健室の NPC に過ぎ
On the box, it's the Heaven's Feel version. That's cool.
アイテムを配給したり情報を提示する、それだけの存在。けれどあの時爆を起こして倒れていた私をあなたはまるで人間みたいに助けてくれました。そこにないものをあると言ってくれたんです。
Yeah.
人間になりたがっていたロボの石に目を留めて対等の友
See what you said, Haggis? What did you say, Haggis? Don't insult Sakura. Plus, what is wrong with tea? It's tasty. Tea's fine. I'm just saying she's very plain
あなたともっと話したい。
compared to her Heaven's Feel
ずっ
counterpart.
と一緒にいたいと。そんな理由で私はムーンセルに干渉しました。初めて自分のために力を使ったんです。あなたといるそのために。それが全ての過ちです。愛が何であるかもわからないのに人間のように過ごしてしまった。今ではもう苦しみの方が強くて、私はこの苦しみをもう一人の私に。
Well, the thing is, Earth sucks. It's not the best place to return to in the first place. So that's unfortunate.
バックアップに預けてしまえば。
What was she feeling? What was she trying to protect? To me, those days we spent together were pretty ordinary. To her, they were dazzling? Remember. I like milk tea the most. Otherwise, I just drink whatever. It's slightly flavored water that has certain benefits, usually. I like green tea, though. It's one of those weird things where it's like, oh, it's bitter, but I kind of like that. In a weird way.
私は健康管理しか取り柄がないので、たまにはお役に立ちたいです。
The figure comes in a 2-pack with Shinji? Okay, well, if you can say Medusa's beating up Shinji, that's good. Well, if they're Figmas, yeah, you can do anything like that. Have Medusa giving Shinji a chokehold or something. Green tea, coffee, green tea, coffee. That's such a weird ass video or clip from an episode.
先輩、お弁当です。頑張って新スキルとして取得してみました。先輩。先輩、あのね。
I would like Samuel more green tea. Samuel kind of is funny, though. Do we ever see Sakura wearing a swimsuit? Not in this version, but in Stay Night we see it. Or rather, Hollow Ataraxia we see it. Everything reverts to zero. I hear a very distant voice. You don't know who Shinji is? Shinji Mato is in the Fate Stay Night timeline. It's a little different than this Fate Extra one. Sakura's adoptive brother, and he gets extremely jealous that she is chosen to be the family's mage over him, and he takes out his anger on her by beating her up and being a total douchebag. In Stay Night, to become one of the Mato mages, they threw her in a worm pit full of these weird crest worms that are supposed to help develop her magic, and one gets implanted in her, or at least one of them, if not more, that drain away at her mana, making her essentially go into fits of sexual rage. And so Shinji takes advantage of this by having his way with her whenever she goes into those fits, and then some. So he's just he's a bastard. What occasion would there be for this Sakura to be in a swimsuit? Well, they were just talking about it just now. Maybe they can go in the school pool. I imagine there is one. Something soft touches my outstretched hand. The sensation becomes but an illusion and vanishes. Everything returns to as it was. Daiotaku's consciousness cuts out here. A young girl's voice wakes me up. A white ceiling, white sheets, the eyes of a young girl watching over me. Ah, it feels like I saw a fragmented dream. Wait, I know that you'll probably never actually delve into it, but why are you telling him the world? I don't know. It's a fun opportunity to talk about something I know. Perhaps Haggis will watch a bunch of my other videos. I'm trying to encourage engagement with my content. I thank her and get her out of the bed. The Holy Grail War is starting to wrap up. I made it this far, so I have to keep this up until the end. What, do we have our memories of being in there? Oh, it's a pair of Sakura's panties. I wish. Really? Now that she mentions it, I've had my fist clenched around something ever since I woke up. I wonder what it is. I slowly open my hand. Oh, it's the petal. Chaos, I think you missed the point. If people wanted to watch Fate, they already would have. If anything, they can watch my content and be like, whoa, Fate's cool. I didn't realize that was in Fate. And then they'll go back and watch it, if anything. It's another point of discovery in the overall universe. If I can inspire somebody just by looking at my stuff to go back and watch something they otherwise wouldn't, then I've done my job. It really is a cherry blossom petal. I don't know why I was holding on to something like this. I must have accidentally grabbed it when I collapsed. I turned over my hand to throw it away, but I changed my mind. Cherry blossom petals are rare to find around this school building. For no particular reason, I put it away as if it were something important. Suddenly, I got the feeling that someone called out for me to stop. In a way, the way I talk about this series is a kind of gatekeeping as well. Like, obviously, people who like my videos will then want to go and... Like, if you don't like my videos, you're probably the kind of person I wouldn't want you to have in that fandom anyway. To some extent. Like, not entirely, like, you can disagree with me or whatever, but... No, it's one of those things. You know, we want discovery. We want discovery. We also want discovery about the bullshit censorship. That's the important part, too. Because a lot of normies will just watch this stuff and not realize it was censored in the first place. And it's up to us to show the appeal of the uncensored versions. And that kind of thing. I got the feeling that someone called out for me to stop. I seemed to hallucinate hearing senpai. Naturally, I turn around, but see no one there.
あなた泣いてるの？
I didn't even realize that tears are streaking down my face. I wipe them away with a finger and walk away from the infirmary. I walk down the familiar hallway as I clutch my chest, feeling empty over a light sense of having lost something. This is the remnant of pale pink memories. The ash left from a film burnt to cinders. It was like some final remnant of days gone by. The last fragment of a girl's heart. A girl who had dreamed of love. I mean, it's kind of normal on YouTube. You build a following of people who appreciate your content, and that allows you to talk to those people about the stuff that interests you and get them interested in it too. If they're disgusted by your content or the way you talk about it. Like, recently I put one of my free run shorts at the end was talking about the demon girl who uses an axe. I forgot her name. But at the end, I say, you know, something about it. It proves that the demons in Frieren are truly evil and irredeemable, no matter how fap-worthy. And everyone's like, what? What did you just say at the end? You know, and like, I say stuff like that specifically to clarify where I stand on these issues. Aura? I don't remember. I don't remember.
ユリウスめの戦いで毒でも撃たれたかと心配したが、大事なくて何よりだ。
Wait, isn't Aura the evil one with the blade? Shit, I don't know. There already is a Frieren waifu files, Vincent. I'm very proud of it. You can watch it in 4K. You should check out, I think everyone should check out my waifu files playlist, because I'm planning to make that a huge part of my channel. I'm overjoyed to see that she hasn't changed. I'd almost come to a stop, but I push myself to keep moving and follow behind her.
しかし、いよいよ大詰めよな。残ったマスターは4人だけだ。思い返せば窮地の連続であった。あのひな鳥がここまで育つとは。
But yeah, I release all my waifu files in the good high-quality 4K versions with the full uncut content. And then for YouTube Shorts, I have to cut them all down to a minute apiece. Will there ever be enough free-run waifu? I don't know. But I'm certainly willing to do a follow-up if there are enough. Like, at the way Konosuba's going, I should be able to make another Waifu Files video, eventually. Because so far we've got the 2 castle guards, we've got Lalatina's sister, or whatever. Catch you later, Kermit.
勝利をこの先何が待っていようと世は必ず
She holds out her hand, and I grip it back. Yeah, I can't be standing around here. I took down 5 masters to get this far in the Holy Grail War. So long as I'm standing on the shoulders of their sacrifice, losing is the one thing I can't do. I take one more look at the flower petal in my hand. I don't have time to look into where this sense of loss is coming from. All I need to focus on right now is winning. Focus on the wish-granting Holy Grail. I'm sure I'll understand the meaning of this fragment once I obtain it. My battles continue, and ever they will until I reach the Mooncell's core, waiting at the end of the 7 seas. Well, yeah, the whole point is that you're open to disagreeing with my rankings, but that's also why I stopped doing the rankings in the first place. It's because I don't want people to drop it because they disagree. Episode 5 of the new Konosuba.
何か忘れている気がする。
If that's a new one, then I may not have seen that one yet. The last one I saw was the crazy one where they become thieves and Chris is there.
何かを解決したらそなたからとっておきの贈り物があると。ま、勝ち進むうちに思い出すであろう。行くぞ、奏者よ。
And so, with that small, weak sword by your side, the great and powerful wall was felled. In the deepest depths of the seven seas was the crown of victory. No matter the consequences, you fought for your life to the very end. The path you've taken was your proof, opening the way, sending her off, your beginning. Everything was passed on. A peace with the destruction you closed your eyes. The night of your end had come. Say what? The night of my end had come? We're not done yet. I still demand my Umu ending. Would it be worth buying Remnant to play as Jean? You don't get to play her a lot, though. So, you might be better off going for Fate Extella rather than Samurai Remnant. What are you doing, Akuno? I want more people to watch the channel for me and not just the stuff that I cover. And so the battles came to an end. Whoever it was that desired war across Earth is gone now. Twice H. Peaceman! And just like him, it was all thanks to this nobody of a young woman. What was awarded to the victor? Who was the survivor? What was the almighty wish-granting device, in truth, capable of granting wishes? The person who knows those answers now is silently crumbling away. This is what happens at the end of Fate Extra anyway. The divine eye changes the future according to the desires of he who possesses it. And now that device no longer exists. The way the moon cell automaton functions was transformed into something else. For Daiotaku's excessively human wish was granted, to sever its connection with Earth. Rest well, the sound of eyelids shutting. Rest well, the sound of light fading. Please take comfort. The observation device is reverting into what it once was, a dreaming machine. Thus everything came to an end. Bless this fool. She was annihilated as the final victor of the Moon Cell's Holy Grail War. Sincerely, the Moon Cell's core. Cage of Heavens devoted. If you can acknowledge that, why do you have to delete me? You're so stupid. Bad computer, bad. Bad computer, bad. Suddenly, I was awakened by a gentle sound. My suspended consciousness begins to relink. My disconnected circuits begin to reconnect. A great length of time passes. Blood flows through the slumbering stone statue. It rapidly rouses me. A high temperature circulates throughout my body. It's like something triggered and started a domino effect. Ah, how long has it been? What happened to the world since I've been out? I'm alive, but right now, none of that matters. Oh, so this is just Hakuno waking up in their actual body.
You're gonna like this. I taste him.
I open my eyes and find a low sky over a sprawling area. It's a sight I'm well acquainted with at this point. And there I see...
ようやく目を覚ましたな。毎度思うのだが、そなたは眠りが深すぎるのではないか、マスター。
I don't even need to reach out to check if she's real. She's right in front of me. Even after my battles ended, after I made my wish, after my role was fulfilled, I kept thinking and thinking about a girl who was important to me. And here she is. Where am I? Who did I fight against? Who did I part with? What did I choose? It's all well in the past now. Let's not bother trying to recall. All I'm going to do is speak her name. Morning, Saber. I'm glad I got to see you again.
ああ、久方ぶりの良い音だ。その響きを耳にしただけで、世の苦労も報われるというもの。
Well, you can at least put Jean in, like... Well, you're talking about Jean Alter, specifically. But if you want Jean in any particular case, then you can just play as her in a swimsuit in Extella. Extella Link, specifically. She's discovering the new Azure Lane shits. You mean that new animation of her in the pool or whatever, pressing her boobs up against the glass? Or is it the whole... they're being censored shiz?
まったく、そなたと来たら考えなしにムーンセルを解体しようとするから、こんな遠回りになったのだぞ。あれからセラフはあり方を変え、外来のウィザードは人類だけにとどまらなくなり、ここは古い遺跡となった。世がどれほど苦労してここまで来たか。
You love how Booba's controversial? I hope that's like sarcastic.
だが、細やかに察し、感謝し、叱るに褒めたたえよ。そなたは本当に果報者なのだぞ。何しろ、今の世は新セラフで引く手あまたのトップサーバントなのだ。そんな飛ぶ鳥を落とすどころか、天上の女神さえ追い
Extella Link is a fun game. I did enjoy it quite a bit. And it has a lot more outfits and fun things to deal with. Its story isn't nearly as good. Is that so? I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I smile back as I thank her. I'm proud of Saber for her popularity. I take it personally.
そうか。世もここにいる世が誇らしい。何度くじけようとも、顔を上げてよかった。と、我がことばかり話すのは愚者の行いよな。
Nah, I'm still feeling groggy, so let's leave explanations for later. I don't know if I should feel fortunate or feel sick of being in this situation again. I wake up after having been left behind somewhere. Now I'm just used to it.
それでこそ我が奏者よな。では行くぞ。我が手を取るがよい。ぐずぐずしている場合ではないぞ。
Saber offers her hand, eager to dash off. Fine with me, but what for?
なんでも何もあるものか。そなたがいない隙にムーンセルで新しい厄介事が起きたのだ。清たちを差し置いて新しい聖杯戦争などと凄まじくけしからん。新参者をいさめるのは王女の務め。言うまでもなく、そなたと世の出番であろう。
You didn't know the Cotton Eye Joe song off the top of your head? Right. It feels weird to me to think of us as champions, but we certainly did obtain the Holy Grail. That is going to be one of those generational things only certain people know. With Saber spurring me on, I take her outstretched hand.
当然だな。覇気のなさは相変わらずだが、今は責めない。
Chaos and I are not youngins. I know, don't do that. Don't lift it by the lid. I know, I'm gonna beat this. I'm almost done. We clasp hands. The familiar sensation sends my heart aflutter. Simply being by Saber gets my blood pumping. Ah, I had woken up earlier, but that was nothing more than opening my eyes. Only now is Dai Otaku truly awoken from her sleep.
と、その前に
Yeah, you fight Charlemagne in that one.
約束を忘れたわけではないな。
Karl der Grosse, or whatever. Promise? Now that she mentions it, something's been tugging at me. I made an important promise to her in a battlefield outside the Holy Grail War. If I recall correctly...
もちろん、結婚式だ。
Kekonshiki da!
祭りというのも考えたが、やはり世はそなたを独り占めしたい。
I like pouty Umu.
見るがよい。 この時のために磨き上げた世の新たな宝具。春の日差し、花の乱舞、さつきの風は頬をなで、祝福の鐘はステラの彼方まで。待ちに待った勝利の時だ。開け、ヌプティアエドムスアウレアよ。
It's a subdued E. It's like grossa. You're right. You could say or like UH. Is this a church? Saber's golden theater turned into a pure white church? That's so cute.
つつましやかな教会にしてみたぞ。ローマ式ではないのは流すがよい。身近にあったリソースはセラフの教会しかなかったゆえな。だがこれぞコンジュカリス帰りモニア。今風に言うとプライダルであろう。どうだ。
どうだ She's so happy.
これ以上のものはあるまい。
Yeah, I definitely did make a promise like this. Back in the far side of the moon, a place unknown to anyone, I swore to gift her the blessing of becoming a bride. She remembered, too.
忘れるものか。あのベールは今も我が子に星として残っている。
I listened to the most German-sounding guy ever say it, and I'm just going to try to do my best to imitate what he said.
そなたの夢を見つける前に
Karl de Grosse
この夢を
is Charles the Great. Charlemagne.
マスターの解消だぞ。さあ
It's just different ways of saying the same dude.
時だ。もう離さないからな。観念して世を幸せにするがよい。
Saber dashes off. She pulls me by the hand. We run to the church, practically in skip, in a frolic. Usually some dude talking about the history of the legend or something. This is the final record contained within the old seraph. This is the greatest reward conferred unto Dai Otaku for being able to achieve victory. She felt so happy that she closed her eyes, but this time, there was nothing missing. The legend of the moon may have ended, but their legend continues. Reflecting on that, she slowly opens her eyes. Everything she desires lies spread across the future. Now nothing is missing from this dream. Yeah, I know about that thing with Crony from Hololive. It's very cool. So yay, we marry Saber. That's the Saber ending, obviously. Which, in my opinion, is the best possible ending you can get on your first playthrough, other than the true ending. Time to try this new ice cream. Depending on when you finish the... I have no idea what you're referring to, Chaos. That the artist Wada Arco designed Crony's avatar for Hololive. Oh, reboot. Gotcha. There is no canon ending to, like, pretty much anything in Fate. Like, to be perfectly real. There's just different plot arcs. I didn't think people were mad about it. What? This is very subdued credits music. Is it over? For now, yes. We will be, I might revisit this a little later, but I'm going to prioritize Nikkei first. I'm not huge on classical music, but it's alright. But yeah, I know there's a new Mushoku Tensei for me to watch. There's a new Konosuba. Gotta get on that. All it takes is a week to get behind. Do you think they get you to marry Umu, but only let Artoria marry Shiro because the viewers' players are seen as the second-hand neckbeards? What? Sorry, I just want to marry Artoria instead of Umu. Well, Shiro gets to be in Avalon forever with Artoria. Like, that's basically, like, you don't see a wedding ceremony, but, you know, same div. They could do whatever the hell they want in Avalon at that point. Do you Final Fantasy VII? Yes. I do Final Fantasy VII.
I do the cha-cha.
I like a do the cha-cha.
No.
But, yeah, I made a waifu files on Final Fantasy VII recently, and that includes all the waifu from Rebirth. I'm going to wrap up the stream, yes, Ezra. That is what I plan to do, yes. For the content is done. I thought I'd at least let the credits play out. Unless they're going to copyright some violin music. That'd be pissing me off. Why are the movies going to be a problem? Because you don't have Netflix? Navigation through the CCC route granted. Yep. The school swimsuit has been tamed. It will be available to you on New Game Plus. Yay. You may now save your current game data as clear data. You may use this data to carry other elements to the start of a new game. Please be careful to not overwrite the data while you are saving. I'm going to save it to the top file. Noba fan, can I read your question? Where's your question, dude? I don't see a question. Noba fan, where's your question? Okay, off topic, but in Traum, was Creamhild so weak she needed 2 Holy Grails? Or was Siegfried so strong? She didn't have 2 Holy Grails. Oh, unless she got... Oh no, she got Constantine's. I mean, she is weaker than Siegfried by default. Without the Grails, she definitely would have lost. That's just the entire point of that. She's not a warrior like him. She just took up his sword and kind of led the rebellion. But as an individual fighter, she's lacking in form and function. Oh, you're talking about Trust and Betrayal, the OVAs for Kenshin, yeah. Well, I can assure you that the dub for Trust and Betrayal in those other dubs, the Samurai X stuff, was a hell of a lot better than the crappy Sony dub of the original show. But yeah, alrighty. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'll prioritize some Nikkei streams. I think I'm planning to do that not next week, but the week after next. Yep. There were only 2 Kenshin movies. Anyway, yeah. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.